All right there, Dad. How are you going?
All right, fine. Yeah, yeah.
Stuff there, good. All right. Has it been a slow news week this week, Dad? What have you got for us?
Well, it's the main topic is this scandal, the post office. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. This scandal, I mean, it's been going on for 20 years now. What I can't understand, the theft from the post before the scandal. I don't know how many thefts the submasters did. They must have known how many per year thefts of some postmasters or some postmistresses, right? Well, all of a sudden, in 7 years, there was 700. So surely that should have told them there was something wrong with the computer system,
Right. Yeah.
isn't it? I mean, you just don't get an influx like that, do you? Like a big.
No,
So,
no.
I mean, it's absolutely crazy. There's one sub postmaster, right? They did for theft for £22,000. So he had to sell his car, all his savings, and borrowed off his family, right? Paid all
Yeah.
that.
Mm.
Then they did him. What did they do? They did him for then they did him for false accounting, and
I
he
saw.
paid the money back as well. You know.
Well, some of them had to pay back like £50,000 of their own money, Dad. Huh?
Oh, I know. I mean, some people are dead now. Some people lost their homes. Some people lost their wives because of the scandal. Some people, when they were going out, people were throwing eggs at them and tomatoes at them, saying thieves,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they reckon now that this payout's going to be £75,000 each person. Well, no, surely that should be another nought on the end.
Yeah. So I think isn't that just the beginning though? That's 75,000. That's what I was under the impression of. An upfront payment of 75,000. 550 former postmasters who brought a group lawsuit will be offered an upfront payment of 75,000. I mean, what does that? I mean, I would hope that there's
But what
something
does an
else.
upfront payment mean? Does that mean they're going to get some more?
I
I
would
don't
have
think
hoped.
so.
But he insisted more still needed to be done to ensure all those affected by the scandal receive adequate compensation, especially those with claims worth more than 75,000. So I suppose some people have only got claims in for 75,000 out of it. I don't know.
Well, no, they don't have to. They don't have to wait. You see, if they accept the £75,000, they
Right.
don't have to wait, right?
Yeah.
But if they go for more money, it could be
Right.
years and years before they get that money again.
Well, yeah, if it's been 20 years already, you might as well just take the 75. That's what they're probably thinking, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's what they. Yeah.
Well, I
Without
mean,
you get £75,000, but if you want more, you've got to go to court, and that could take another 2 or 3 years.
that's like a
I
game
mean,
show.
some of these people are dead now. There's no, and oh, dear. But they should have known about this. If they're all into this computer lark, well, they should that computer should have told them that there's something wrong with a big influx of stealing from the post office.
Well, yeah, in the defense of the technology there, or the people, the humans rather, they might have thought the reason that they've got all of these thefts going on is because of this new system that's picking them up, whereas they weren't picking it up before. I don't know, but I mean, that's all I can think of, that, isn't it? So
Well,
yeah, I mean, so this
and
Fujitsu.
the thing is now then, who's going to be paying this money? Is it going to be the taxpayers? No, it shouldn't be the taxpayers. It should be Itsu, the firm.
What?
What's the name of it? It's Itsu, is it? The firm.
Fujitsu, yeah.
Yeah. Now they should be paying the compensation, but it's probably going to be the taxpayers.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
it's what 17.3 million. The amount of payments for full and final compensation paid out to victims so far is 17.3 million. Yeah, I mean Fujitsu should be paying it out, yeah. But it is going to be the taxpayers, because when the government says we're paying out, that's basically taxes, right?
I mean, And that company as well. They've been given a contract for till 2025, and they've given 100. They're getting 100 million contracts every year off our government.
£100 million worth of contracts.
Contracts every year. Well, I mean, if they're doing rubbish like that, this can happen. Why did they have to have it with that company?
Well, I mean, I assume the reason that they went with Fujitsu in the first place is Fujitsu paid some politicians some money, took them out for dinner, bought them presents, took them on holidays. That's how it goes, isn't it?
Oh, probably, yeah.
But I mean, other companies would have been doing the same. So I guess it's whoever pays the most, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be getting 100 million contracts every year. Still getting £100 million contracts every year.
No, God, I mean, you're not going to get a complaint from me of that, Dad. But I mean, it's as we talk about every week, Dad. It happens, doesn't it? That's the way it goes. It's it doesn't matter if you're in your job and you fuck up and you're inept and you're at it, you lose your job, Dad. But if you're a massive company and you fuck up, nothing happens, isn't it?
No.
I mean, I think Fujitsu. I mean, there are. I think what I read on the internet is like there are lots of calls now for Fujitsu to pay that.
Well, they should. I mean, no, they've put the computers in, haven't they? The knowledge in. Well, they're wrong. So they should be paying the money, not the government, not the taxpayers.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, but I would imagine you'd have had to have done something about that at the beginning to do something to be like, 20 years later. Oh, by the way, their lawyers are probably going to laugh that out of court, aren't they? I mean, again,
they shouldn't. Why does it have to take 20 years before they get the compensation and clearance? I mean, some are dead and they've gone with a criminal record, gone to the death, and they're not,
Yeah, no. And I think what Rishi Sunak is saying, he's going to change the law or something so that they can be exonerated. Is it? I don't know.
Oh yeah, they are going to be exonerated. Yeah, well, all of them are. But I mean, why it takes 20 years to sort it out is absolutely crazy, isn't it?
And I'll tell you what, another thing that's crazy, Dad, is like the only reason we're talking about this is because this is a new drama series on the BBC. It's a drama series that's been made about it on the BBC, so everyone's watching it and talking about it now. Otherwise, it wouldn't be getting this kind of publicity, Dad. We wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah, but it's one of the biggest miscarriages of justice, though, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I haven't got the league table for that, but there's quite a few, Dad, isn't
there?
Yeah. The Hillsborough was one of the worst, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Blaming innocent people who'd been basically almost murdered, manslaughter, and then blaming them for the death, telling them that, telling the whole world through the media that they were drunk and disorderly,
Yeah, but like Liz Truss now, when she was prime minister, as long as it took a lettuce to wilt, like now she's given 11 of her friends. They made them, they give them a what is it when you go to the House of Lords? They give them
peerage.
Peerage, yeah. Now, one is that Moan, the one who who made £60 million out of PPE. They gave her one. The one who was in charge of the post office at the time of this, right? She's got one as well. It's gone crazy. The country's gone crazy, giving them a peerage. Well, how on earth can you give them kind of people peerages? Eh? I mean, to me, they should get that £60 million off that mum. Get it back again, because she's admitted now that she made the profit, But at first she didn't.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
I assume if she's admitted it, she's spoken to a lawyer, and a lawyer has told her that she's not going to lose it. Otherwise, she wouldn't have admitted it, probably, doesn't it?
no. Well, that
But
money should be taken back. The government should take that money back. No, it won't. It won't be. No.
no, probably not that. It's the same every week, isn't it? I mean, the whole we talk about the House of Lords is bullshit anyway,
Yeah,
Dad. But yeah,
but how can you make them a peerage? But them two, but, oh dear, eh? When she's done she's done the country out of £60 million, right? Made
yeah.
her a peer, and the scandal of the post office, the one who was in charge at the time, made her a peer. How can they do that?
I'll tell you what. In 10 years' time, you'll probably have what's her name? That Prime Minister. What's her name? Oh, I've forgotten. With the Liz Truss, you'll probably have Liz Truss being made a peer, right?
It's absolutely crazy, isn't it? They're just crazy. Well,
Oh, it's not the entire system. It's all bullshit. That it's nonsense.
yeah. I mean, they're just looking after the friends and that. When they make them peers, it's always their friends. They don't give them to normal people who've done something good for society. They give them to their bloody friends who are not successful. Oh, I don't know. Crazy.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. It's not. Yeah, I totally agree. What else do you have for us today, Dad? On that, do you have
Well,
Rwanda? Was it?
well, what about this water? This rip-off, the water.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
So
it's
tell
going to
me
be
about that.
70. It's going to go up 74% by the end of the decade. 74% of the water rip-off. It's costing millions and millions of pounds to put it right. But all the shareholders, it's just the shareholders are making all the money. But even though the company is losing money, and why do they should stop big payouts to the shareholders instead of raising it 74% the water. No?
Well, yeah, no. Welsh water is going to go up from 499 to 691.
Yeah.
And yeah, 38% rise. I mean, honestly, I can see that as being inevitable. To be honest, the way water is going to be becoming, scarce, Dad, and they're gonna have to start making desalinization and
But what they should be doing, I know it's going to cost about 65 billion pound to put it right. Or put all the leakages right. I mean, going into the sea and into the streams and rivers, it's going to cost it. But that's got to be done, hasn't it? That's got to be done. But then they don't. They'd rather pollute the rivers and everything and get fined £125,000 every time they do it, rather than pay 65 billion to solve it.
Yeah. I mean, it's nonsense. We talk about it every week. It's got the only sane thing to do with the water is to nationalize it again. There's no argument to be made. The way they make the arguments with the gas and electric is that it offered an increased competition, which brings down prices, blah, blah, blah. None of that worked anyway. But with the water, that didn't happen because there was no competition, Dad. Every single water board is the only place you could get your water, and it's still the only place you can get your water. You can't get it from anywhere else.
Yeah, but all these water boards, they're all owing money. They're not in profit. They're owing money.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how can you be paying the shareholders top dividends? I mean, you don't give shareholders top dividends when you're losing money. It's when you make money when you get dividends, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean that's a symptom of a broken system, Dad, isn't it? Absolutely, just
Oh
smashed.
yeah.
There's nothing.
I mean, they should be made, rather than pollute the seas and the streams and that. They should be made to put it right. I know it's going to cost a lot of money, but they should make to put that right, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean some of the CEOs there are making like 1.5 million there as well. For,
Yeah,
as you said, for basically driving the company into debt and polluting the environment. Awful, isn't it?
yeah,
1.4
yeah.
million, 2.3 million for the United Utilities, 2.3 million. Um, you know, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Let's hope. Well, I mean, if Labour, well, it looks like Labour will probably be getting in there if they have this election later in the year. Let's hope Keir Starmer has, got some.
Well, he's not. It's going to take years and years to put for what the Conservative governments have left them. It's going to take him years and years to put it right. So, after a year, people are going to say, "Oh, what's this Labour government trying to do?" You know what I mean? I mean,
Well, yeah, it's gonna have to
you
be
know,
quick, innit?
it's going to be awkward. It's going to be awkward for the Labour government when they go in because they're going to be all the trouble these Conservatives have put us in. They're gonna blame Labour.
Well, yeah, he's going to have to move quick, Dad. He's going to have to move
Oh,
very quickly.
but he
And
won't be able to put it right. It's going to take 5 years to put. I mean, all the crumbling hospitals, all the crumbling schools, potholes in the roads. Even in Cardiff now, they're taking the litter bins off the street. Well, what's the litter going to be like if they take the litter bins off the streets?
why have they done that?
Because it's going to be It's going to be cheaper. It's saving money.
Yeah. Stupid, isn't it? Yeah. But then, I mean, that's what I mean. They've been starved of money, right? I mean, even with the Welsh government, Dad, it's everyone says, "Oh, well, the Welsh government's Labour." It's not like they can do whatever they want, right? But I'm not, they're not free of any blame with what's going on. I'm not saying that as well. But yeah, I mean, they're just.
Well, they must be spending a lot of these councils must be spending the money wrongly as well. I think
Well, there's definitely wastage going on there, isn't there? Of course,
like
yeah.
when we had the bendy bus in Swansea, that was absolutely crazy the money they spent on that. And they knew,
Yeah.
they knew the bendy bus only got a few years left. They knew they only had about 5 years left. The bendy bus. So why spend all that money? That's what I'm saying about councils misspending the money, like
Yeah. No, I mean, and obviously you're obviously going to have mistakes, Dad, or not even mistakes. Sometimes things are just not going to go right, right? You're not going to get away from that, are you? But yeah, there's probably, of course. I mean, I'm employed in the public sector, Dad, and I see it every day. Sadly, there are people you work with that are possibly not in it for the right reasons, Dad, right? There's of course.
If these councils they get so much money, if they've got about £100,000 left, they go and spend that because why spend it? They go and spend that on something that's not really important, just to spend it.
Yeah, that's it. It's the same everywhere, Dad. They're all over the world. They're all doing that. It'd be quite easy to do it. If you could, give people, incentivize people to say, look, if you can finish the year with a surplus, you'll get a bonus. You'll get 10% of whatever that surplus is, or whatever. You could do something like that, can you? But they're not incentivized to do that. They here on this island, that they're building roads that go nowhere. It's great for me because I use them for running, but no one else is using them. Everyone's paying for it, and there's no cars or anything going up there. But so yeah, I mean, I agree with you again on that. We're going to disagree on something. We're not today. I don't think we are going to disagree on anything today, Dad.
Well, there's another thing here now, right? I think it's since 2010, they've been trying to stop selling machetes, knives, swords. That's since 2010, right? They've been trying, right? They've not been able to do it, right? Why can't the bully dogs? They've done it straight away. So why does it have to take 10 years to stop the sale of machetes and knives and swords. When the bully dogs, right, they've done it straight away. It's not taking 10 years to ban bully dogs. They've done it straight
Well,
away.
yeah, I mean, one thing straight away that strikes out that is there's probably the bully dogs. There's probably not so many of them, and there's not a lot of money behind them. Whereas knives and swords, there's probably quite a lobby group to keep them legal. I mean, I don't know. How would you make that illegal? It seems like it'd be quite difficult. Dad, what would you do? You
Well, no,
know,
it's illegal to sell them. I mean,
yeah, but
if you want to buy a machete, now come on.
well, I mean, if you live where I am, a machete would come in handy, Dad.
Oh no, no, yeah, I know what you're saying. If you're in the forest and things like that, like no, but these are people in towns, aren't they? Like, I mean,
Yeah, but
it's the knife crimes now in London. It's absolutely it's getting ridiculous. You know,
yeah.
I mean, so something's got to be done about it, isn't it?
Yeah, I just don't know whether taking away because if you took away machete, you can't take away knives, Dad. I mean, everyone uses them for cooking. You know.
No, machetes and swords.
Yeah, and that's the point I'm making. Is like a sword is like what is classed as a sword, Dad? Is it how many inches is it? You know, I mean, you'd say okay, no, nothing longer than whatever 5 inches, and then or 6 inches, and then they just make it like 4.99 inches, right?
I know it is awkward because I mean you could go into your kitchen and get a knife, can't you? No.
Yeah, I mean, as I've said before, the only way you've got to go to the root cause there, Dad, and it's poverty, isn't it? It's poverty that's the leading cause of that violence. You're not going to find people in Eton stabbing each other with or cutting each other with machetes, right? Because they've got more on offer in life, right, than to joining gangs, Dad.
Well, no, it's because they're using knives because they can't probably get guns, like
Yeah, which is not a bad thing, right? At least if someone comes at you with a knife, you got a chance, don't you? Depends how drunk you are, but you got a chance there, don't you? If someone comes at you with a knife with a gun, you're not gonna.
Yeah, but you get all these do-gooders. Oh, you can't keep on searching kids and that for knife. Well, that's getting to the root of it. You've got to be searched. No, I mean, I don't mind if I'm walking down the street and they wanted to search me for a knife. I wouldn't mind.
Well, you say that, Dad, but if you were getting stopped multiple times every day on your work around, you probably wouldn't like it, would you?
Well, no, it's only you wouldn't be with older people. You wouldn't be searching them, would you? It's only the children you'd be searching.
And it is, and like what you'll find is that it's mostly people of color, right? It's mostly black people, brown people that are getting stopped. I think they're more than 10 times more likely to be stopped than white kids, right? So it's all right for white people to be like, oh yeah, just search them, but it's not white people being searched, right? Being stopped every day and hassled, harassed by the police. So I'm a do-gooder. I don't know what you can do with that, but there's definitely, I mean, there's racism within the police force, and giving them, carte blanche to just go stopping anyone they want and searching them. I don't want to live in a world like that where the police have those powers, because they can be misused. That can they? So yeah, well, at least we disagreed on something, Dad. Anyway, I'm for machetes because I need one, and I don't think it should be banned. I don't think you can ban them, and I don't think stop and
Well, no,
search.
yeah, no. I mean, you can't ban knives really because you can go and get a knife in the kitchen, can't they?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
machetes and swords, and that they should be banned. Yeah, I think they should be banned. Yeah,
All right.
and
I'll see what everyone else
and
thinks.
and
Swords
and
should
no,
be banned.
and the zombie knives as well.
The what?
Zombie
Zombie.
knives.
Right. What's a
Well,
zombie?
they're big. all big different shapes and that, you know.
Oh, I've never heard of a zombie knife before.
Yeah, zombie knives. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What, for killing zombies?
No, it's what is zombie. Yeah, it's called a zombie knife.
Wow.
You put
Well,
it on
yeah.
the thing and say what a zombie knife looks like, and it'll show you.
All right. Yeah, I'll have a look at that one. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That brings us to the last story, Dad. Which, yeah, is an interesting. We've looked at it a few times, but it's we had an interesting chat with some friends down the pub when I was home, right, about the inheritance.
Oh,
And
yeah, yeah.
I did look into it today, and I think a bit of both. Both are right. You know, I think Lyndon.
Yeah, but it's only going to the absolute rich. Only going to benefit them.
Well, here's the deal, though, Dad. Right at the moment, the way it's set up is that if your estate is worth more than 325,000, you don't pay any inheritance tax on anything under 325,000, right? Which is, it seems quite a lot, but a lot of houses in Swansea are worth more than that now, Dad, right? So you can imagine if you inherited a house from your parents in London and it was worth 20,000, 30,000 pound in the 1960s, that's probably worth a couple of million now, Dad, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
you know the way it's set up is if you've got over 325,000, if you pass on, if you die and your wife or your husband, your partner inherits, they don't have to pay anything at all, Dad. So whatever it is, if it's 20 million, 50 million, that all gets handed to your wife or your husband or whatever, right? But then when the wife or the husband dies, anything over 325,000, you've got to pay 40% on that, Dad, right? Unless you give it to your child or a grandchild, and then the threshold is 500,000. So I can see where people are coming from.
Yeah, it's only going to benefit the millionaires and that, don't it? You know.
Well, not really. When I just said that, though, Dad. I mean, one thing is you can if you're married, you can have between you 500,000 each, right? Threshold, so it'd be 1 million. So basically, yeah, you'd be able to hand over 1 million to your kids without any problems. But if you're a single parent, then that would be 500,000, Dad, right? So if you're a single parent, you know, as some people are, the person we were having a chat with, you would 500,000 would be the limit. You could hand over to your kid 500,000. Anything on top of that, you'd have to pay 40%. So yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. What do you think?
Well, no, still, they should make it so. Oh, why make the richer richer? That's what it's making the poorer richer, not the rich richer.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? That I think every man and his dog who's not an idiot can understand that to have a country where people are not fucking killing each other and you've got schools, hospitals, etc. You've got to have taxes. You've got to take taxes from people. There's no other way really that we know of to do that. And who are you going to take the taxes from? From the people who can't afford to pay taxes, or from the people who can afford to pay taxes? Now, obviously, it seems like you're going to take it from the people who can afford to pay taxes, then, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you have to take it from someone, you're going to take it from there. So, yeah, I think we'd agree on that. That amount, maybe, Dad, like 325,000. I mean, when you think of it, and if you were handed over £1 million, I mean, fucking hell, you can't really complain, Dad, can you? Oh my God, it's not enough. I know, and you're still getting more, but you have to pay 40% on the rest of it. But the first million gets given to you, Dad. That's a lump sum that you are not taxed on. If you know, if both parents, if that was coming from both parents. So I mean, it's.
I mean, how many people have got £1 million though? There, you know.
Well, if it's in houses, Dad, quite a lot of people have probably got £1 million, right? Because a lot of houses nowadays.
Most not normal working people have not got £1 million worth of house. No.
No, I agree, Dad. I agree. I mean, But you look at if you've got a house, a £500,000 house, Dad, and then you've got savings, you would still the £500,000 house would be left to your child without any taxes, and then anything savings on top of that, you'd have to pay 40%. It does seem like bloody hell, Dad. I tell you what, if I inherited 325 or 500,000, which it is if it was coming from a parent to a child, fuck, I'd be pretty happy with that. 500 grand. Can you imagine what you could do with that? And people are complaining, right? Oh, it's not enough. Why should I have to pay tax on it? It's a bit, I mean, I can see that it's maybe people think it's a bit low, but then when I think about it, 500,000, that's a hell of a lot of money, Dad, for normal people, right? Like you. Like 500 grand, I could basically start a new company and fucking hell, do whatever you wanted to do with your life, right? So I do think it's a bit taking the piss, really, to to say that it's it's not right. I mean, you've got to take it from somewhere. And,
no, but what I'm saying is, it's the rich that benefit mostly from it. It's not the normal man that benefits from it. It's the rich.
Oh, you're talking about if they stop it, if they stop the inheritance tax, it's only the rich that are going to benefit.
Yeah.
Well, of course it is. Yeah, anyone that's got over 500,000, half a million, basically.
Because that's what they're doing. They're stopping. They're stopping it, aren't they? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, Dan. It's the top 3.7%, 4% of households. It's not something that is going to affect the working man. It's absolute nonsense to believe that it is. But I can see that people might think it's a little bit low, and why should I? If I've worked all my life, why should I have to, more than other people, kind of thing? I don't know. But Dad, we got to fucking call it a night here. I think as time is running out. So I'll get up to you, man, and I'll speak to you on the weekend.
Yeah. Okay, Simon.